Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? I really hope you're doing good. I hope you was okay. Hope you got a decent roof over your head, decent bed to sleep in, and food to eat. Because I know it's kind of tight for a lot of people. Things is kind of tight. Wanted to comment about Kamala Harris' loss. Kamala Harris' incredible loss. I wanted to comment about the butt whipping Kamala Harris took. I wanted to comment about the mollywop Kamala Harris and Democrats took. But I want to humbly ask you to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, or tell someone else to subscribe and hit the like button. All right, and also the notification bell. Kamala Harris lost simply. She, because of the fact that Kamala Harris was a not good candidate. Just the bottom line. It's just that simple. Now I can stop the video. That's why she lost. She didn't lose because of this, that, and other thing, and they run around pointing their fingers trying to blame someone. Kamala Harris simply lost because Kamala Harris herself was a terrible person. She was a terrible candidate. To go up against a seasoned, experienced giant like Donald Trump and his people, that was like David and Goliath, man. Except this time it wasn't biblical, so David didn't win. And so that's it. Her herself, when you deal with truth, okay, and not the bamboozlement and the lies that the mainstream news media spin, you and Joy Reid and all them clowns, Roland Martin. It was several things about the woman herself that she never had a chance to win that election. She herself never had a chance to win that election. I'm not talking about anything else around her, her pantsuit, the $62,000 necklace she was wearing, the hairdo. I'm saying herself as an individual never had a chance. We know her record. No matter how they try to spin it and separate her history is there. The very first person that I heard talk about Kamala Harris was Judge Joe Brown. And Judge Joe Brown, he don't have a reason to sit up and just spend an hour lying about the woman. That's why I first became knowledgeable of Kamala Harris. And then as time went on, more and more terrible things came out about this woman. Wow. Woof. Then she said something stupid about Janet Jackson, ticked Candace Owens off, and Candace went into her genealogy to find out who is this woman. And she dug up lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of lies, to the point where when Candace finished all of that, she said, but who is she? You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Me, I'm not a corrupt person. I'm not a male whore. I still have a heart. I still have morals. I still have compassion for people. You understand? So there are things that I just cannot do as a person. And that is take advantage and harm other people. I don't have that heart. As an example, I was working over here in Israel in the binary options, where they was lying, talking about you can make all this money easy, which that's always a lie. And so the people were saying how much money they was making trading options. That's right up my alley, because I went to school to learn option trading, derivatives, and all of that. I went to school for that. And so I got really good at it, to the point where I became an instructor. I would be paid by the institution to teach people, and we had very high-level clients that wanted me to come to their either office or their home or wherever, and they paid a lot of money to get these classes to learn how to trade stock options. My motivation in doing that was the fact that the money you can make is unlimited. And additionally, the money that school was paying me to go out and teach people. But here's the deal. The way that I made money and the way money is made with your broker, the more money you make, the more money we get. Like, okay, so I get a percentage off your winnings. That's how the game goes. The more money you make, the more money I make. So I have your money, and my job responsibilities is to help increase your money. You make $1 million, I get so much percentage. So I'm going to be highly motivated to do everything I possibly can to cause you to win. But over here was just the opposite with those binary options. Oh, that was a scam. Oh yeah, they have been running it for 10 years over here. But I had some friends working, and they was talking about all this money they was making. Really? See, they didn't know. They came just off the streets, went up in there, and the people sat down and showed them what to do. And they start telling their lies to the people. So anyway, I come along, and with all this information in my head, true information, and I found out these people are scamming folks. They're stealing their money. So the brother that got me the job, I went to him first out of respect. Show what kind of person I am. I didn't just walk out and quit, threw my hands up. I went to the brother. I said, listen, my man, I'm going to have to cut this loose. This ain't my cup of tea. All right. And so, but I'm coming to you first out of respect, because you was, kind enough to get me the gig, to let you know I'm done. I done had enough. And the brother, he was cool. He said, you out? I said, yeah, I got to find me something else. He said, hey, big dog, appreciate it, man. I appreciate you just, giving me a heads up. Appreciate that. I like that. He said, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. I said, yeah. And then I went and told the manager, adios amigos. He said, what, you quitting? I said, yeah, I got to cut this loose. This ain't my cup of tea. And I bounced. Why? They was cheating, stealing people's money. It was a scam. Big, fat, bold, delicious, highly seasoned professional scam. And when I discovered exactly how they was doing it, I was out. And exactly how they was doing it is, you go in the binary option and it says, do you think it's going to be more or less when it closes? You can do 1 minute options, you can do 5 minutes, whatever type little short time period. And after 1 minute, you figure the price is going to be up. You just click on the up. And when the time tick down, if the price is actually up, you win and you get your money. So one day I happened to be sitting with both screens, and on the right screen I was looking at some option change. I was just doing some stuff, and on the left I was watching the position that I had this particular client in, and it looked good. I had did the research, and every single indicator showed me that was position was going to close bullish, which means positive. It was going to close higher. Okay. And as I was sitting there looking at the screen to my right, my peripheral vision, I could see the numbers move, right? And then when the time ended for the position, you heard a little bell ding, ding. And I looked over at the screen to see what the numbers were, and sure enough, it closed higher. So now this person, he done made $2,000-3,000. All right. Now, when the bell go off, the number, the clock stop, it shows you the number. All right, cool. But the position is not actually closed out because it takes a few seconds for it to matriculate through the system. All right. Do you know, I'm sitting there staring at the numbers, and as the seconds go by, I'm waiting for the final tally because it's all computerized. It's going to tell me how much money it's going to deduct whatever fees or whatnot and show me what the final amount. While I'm sitting there looking at the numbers, I notice, bing, the number on the furthest right, just before the position cleared, boom, it changed. And then it showed me a loss. What? Man. I said, wow, you know what? Hold up. Okay, so I did another position to check. Exact same thing, exact same. See, my position was winners, all of them, except maybe 3. All right? But the winners were winners. But every last one, the number changed before the system finished calculating the final payout. Boom. Loss. Got up, went over there. Said, my man, I done had enough. I'm out. They was cheating, robbing and stealing people's money. I can't do this. I'm not. No, I didn't learn it that way. See, I learned it how to make money. You understand? Everybody happy around the table. I'm the broker. I'm trading. I'm using my skill, experience, and training to get this money, and everybody get broke off. It's a good feeling, you know. I don't feel good stealing somebody's money. You know, I had a sister. Never forget. I talked with this sister, and this was broke me. She deposited $4,000 into this binary option scam they was running over here, and I asked her, did she need my help trading? She said, no, I've been doing this for years. I'm good. I just want a little cash flow. Okay. So I said, but hey, if you need any help, any questions, anything, I'm here for you. She said, no problem. A week later, I'm getting a phone call, one of your clients online, and it was her. And she screamed my name out. And I'm like, oh, what's the problem? She said, where's my money? Excuse me? Where's your money? You cannot say, I don't know. Whew, that'd be the worst thing to say. Where's your money? Why you asking me that? She said, I don't have no money in my account. I said, one moment, let me check. Sure enough, all zero. I'm like, who traded? But you traded? Yeah. She said, yeah. Okay. You did your own trading. She said, yeah. I thought that you said you didn't need my help. You was good. She said, yeah, but everything on trade I put through, she hot screamed. They done stole the money. And let me tell you the statement that sister told me that got me up out of there. She said, how am I going to feed my kids? That's the money I use to feed my children with. It's all gone. Woo! Oh, boy, that was like a knife through the heart because I had 6 children. I got 6 children. I know how that is. I know how that is. That's why I don't really want to be with no sister that don't have no children. Like, I'm single, okay. But I don't want to be with a woman that don't have children. Because I got children. Well, all my children are adults now. They grown. The youngest one is 20. They all working. They all doing good for themselves. I don't have no little babies. You understand? But if you're dealing with someone that ain't equally yoked, like you ain't got yours and she ain't got yours, it's a bunch of stuff she don't understand, really. You don't want to hang out with your children and she want to do something else. And ain't, you know. So anyway, my spirit would not allow me to stay there stealing them people's money. And so I'm speaking to the character and the spirit of the individual. And so when you look back and listen to Judge Joe Brown, speak about Kamala Harris, how she had this illicit, adulterous, wicked relationship with Willie Brown out there in California, and he was married. 31-year difference. She 29, he's 60 something. And that was whack. I mean, young girl, yeah, but bruh, you 60 something married, and you run around here with this little girl 29 years old. What are you doing? You see, for me as a man, the way I was made, I'm 63. I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia from men. You understand what I'm saying? That push values of men, how to be a man. Put some bass in your voice. I'm talking my mother, my father. Put some bass in your voice, boy, and say that again. You understand? They taught you how to be a man. Stop crying. You getting a whooping, and you getting your butt bust. Pop say, stop crying. Nigga. Stop hitting me. Whoa, let's do this. Let's do this together, Pops. You stop hitting me, I stop crying. Is a deal? We got a deal? He beat my butt and he tell me, stop crying. Nigga. What? They don't make them like that no more. I tell you, these little sweethearts, they got Tinkerbell, the wind blow hard. You take their cell phone, they lose their crap, boy. Hey, tell me, stop crying. If you stop whipping my behind, I will. Good deal? Good googly boo. I watched Pop one day. I did something stupid. I can't remember. I wasn't no bad child. First and foremost, don't think that, I was just a knucklehead. I wasn't a bad child. But, here and there you slip up. One or two slip through the crack. And if you had a father like me, you was looking for, make sure wasn't no cracks that you slipping up, because he coming for you. Big Jim, he didn't play that. He didn't mind passing out no butt whoopings. I'm telling you, he was extra good at it too. But at the same time, and now I got to be balanced, I got to be fair, Big Jim was a kind heart brother. He passed out them butt whoopings, no problem. But at the same time, he would pass that cake and ice cream, no problem. And that's what made him balanced. That's why you couldn't hate Big Jim. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't play with him. You knew behind that cake and ice cream, that was all day butt whipping. He'd get you. Follow me? So you put some bass in your voice, boy, and you come up with the bass. You didn't even realize you wasn't talking with no bass. Talk like a man, whatever. So you make men, right? So here it is, man. We looking at this doggone election, and these people is running around here absolutely crazy. The woman lost because she wasn't a good candidate. And when you have to trick people to get them inside the arena from different ways, I heard she was actually paying people to come in the arena. They was moving transportation around to bring people in the arena, right? So then when you get in the arena, you ain't talking about nothing. You brought Beyonce up there. Now the word is out about the $1 billion you blew through doing dumb stuff, and you still lost, and you wind up $20 million in debt after having $1 billion. That is absolutely bat-ish crazy. You got $1 billion and you still lost. You see, would nobody even be talking about the $1 billion if you won? It probably wouldn't even mention it. You spent $1 billion. Well, you won. Oh yeah, she the president. She won. But because you lost, everything coming out now. All your dirt coming out. You spent $10 million giving it to Beyonce. You tricked people because you put a lie out that she was going to perform, and you know her tickets go for $500, $1,000. So you're going to get a whole bunch of people up in there because they thought they were going to get a free concert. And then when her and Kelly Rowland comes out, and Kelly Rowland, she dressed like Beetlejuice. I thought it was a man, but then, I saw it was Kelly. Anyway, Beyonce said a little speech, yada, 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 and she out. $10 million. Ching, ching. Eminem make bank. All of them make bank. Megan Thee Stallion make bank. I think they say she got $5 million. So my question is, okay, so if you paying these people, is that an endorsement? You understand? Like, okay, if the individual star or celebrity themselves like you, and they out of their own, desire, endorse you, that's a true endorsement. But if you have to pay somebody, that's not really an endorsement at all. That's a business arrangement. And so right there alone shows you she wasn't worthy at all. She wasn't a good candidate. So I see these women cutting their hair off in protest of the outcome of the election. The women is cutting their hair off. This one white woman, she had a big old head of beautiful, healthy black hair. This girl had beautiful hair. I mean, like gifted white hair. I mean, gifted white woman with black hair. And she cut it all off. Sitting there looking in the camera all mad like she, boo-boo, what is that gonna do? Who that gonna bother? Now you walk around and looking like a space alien, a bald head white woman. You look like somebody stepped out of the plane from space somewhere. Like, seriously. You had all that beautiful and incredible black hair, and you just whacked it out because you mad because Donald Trump. And listen to the women now. The only thing they talking about is reproductive right, and most of them women so old, they ain't got eggs, they never gonna have no children. And they up there talking about, oh, reproductive right. Girl, go somewhere and sit down and continue being a grandmama. You and none of your friends is nowhere near about to have no babies. You see how crazy that is? So the Democratic Party, they wicked, man. Remember Willie Brown and the woman, Kamala Harris, they had a wicked relationship. I don't know if y'all know about this celebration that takes place once a year in California. It's called the Bohemian Grove celebration, and they called it the celebration of care. It's a ritual that a lot of successful people go to deal with the devil worshiping and satanic whatever. It's like where they go to get they pat on the head so they can go on and be whoever they're going to be in the area that they're trying to be. And Willie Brown became one of the most prominent politicians in California, right? And that's how Kamala Harris get on, by having a relationship with him, and he started putting her in place because he made phone call to his cohorts, and they all was at the Bohemian Grove. They all in this whole demonic thing together. Okay, so that's how she got on. She didn't have to earn it. All right? And then as other things took place, she got on it because she didn't have to earn it. She was earning it a different type way. She wasn't coming through the front door. She slid under the back door. And she earned it differently. Okay, so that's why every time she get behind the mic, she sound like she on drugs or something. Why? Because she actually don't qualify to be there, because she didn't earn her way there through the front door the proper way. All right? And so when the teleprompter go off, she's looking in space. Because another thing is California was ground zero for that MK Ultra. And I don't know if y'all remember Charles Manson, right? They all, from what I learned years ago, they all was caught up in that CIA project called MK Ultra Mind Control. And it's been lightly whispered that Kamala Harris may be a candidate from that program, because when you look at her eyes, it's like there's a blankness there. It's like there's an emptiness there. You know what I'm saying? And so when she was standing at the town hall, the camera made a mistake and panned the audience from behind her, and you could see the teleprompter there at the town hall. The town hall is supposed to be a sit down with you and the people. People ask you questions, you answer. But why you standing there with a teleprompter in front of you? Because she's an empty vessel, programmable empty vessel. You never know. The MK Ultra, she could be. That I don't know. It's just, I've been hearing it from other networks and people talking that she could be, because she's either black one day, she Hispanic the other day, she white one day, she country the other day. Who is she? So anyway, the simple point is, she herself was not, dude, why in the world would you get out here in the bullet lane when everybody trying to go fast and you going slow? You're just an arrogant person. Not going fast enough to go fast and going slow enough to be in the way. Just an arrogant person. And you see what we're trying to do. So anyway, when you have an individual like that, that herself, she's not, I'm telling you now. And she go up against Donald Trump, who have been the president for 4 years. He already been the president 4 years. So ain't no like he's not on record. You see him? So he's not on record in 4 years of being a dictator. He's already been the president for 4 years. And people keep saying, man, their life was much better during them 4 years. We didn't have the problem with the illegal aliens in the country. Didn't have no war going on, None of that. Now you look at this Biden administration, you got men competing with women. You understand? You got tampon, they call him Tim, the coach. It's crazy. All this madness going on during the Democratic administration that she's under. So again, when your candidate is weak, you could bring out all the stars you want. You could spend $10 billion. You just ain't gonna do it. It's just not gonna do it, man. And then the word is Trump spent a little over $300 billion. So if she had $1 billion, and he spends a little over $300 million and won, knocked it out the park. So against $1 billion and $300 million, so you're talking about he spent just around a third of what she spent. And now I'm hearing that the Democratic Party is $20 million in debt. They still trying to pay off some things. And Donald Trump spent a little over $300 million, a third of that, and won. A couple of days ago, he offered to pay that little tab. Like, well, you need some help? No problem, I give it to you. But see, they still so stuck on the programming that they haven't even noticed him offering to help them pay their debt. Or they don't hear stuff like that. Anything good coming out about Trump, don't nobody hear. But me. And a few other people. And so if they hear it, they ain't gonna say nothing about it because they don't want that to go out. They're gonna say the ignorant stuff out loud. But anyway, I don't know if he's gonna do that, help them pay their bill. But that would be a great gesture, But still, people ain't gonna give him no credit for it. Cause they were stupid. One guy was listening to this one podcast, he was saying now, this woman done blew $1 billion. He said, man, do you know what we could have done with $1 billion? He said, man, that's a lot of money. On top of Bill Gates throwing $50 million in the pot. What he pop up, Bill Gates have never been dealing with politics because somebody said, hey, he wanted Kamala to win because if Trump get in there, that doggone Epstein list and the P. Diddy, all that's going to come out. And them bandits going to be exposed. Well, the $50 million went straight down the drain, Bill Gates. Because it's time now. Wickedness, your time has come to the end. And so all this stuff is coming out. She was just a terrible person. And listen, I don't care what you feel. As an adult, you have to learn to know the difference between what you feel and what's real. And that's it. What's real is the sister, the woman, the Indian, whatever y'all want to call her, was not a good person, not a good candidate to be president. There wasn't nothing there. Okay, so you bring all these people in with these stars and entertainers for what? To see who? Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, she wasn't worth seeing. That's why people left. But see, because your arrogancy, you're very arrogant, you don't want to sit down and accept the reality that that's what it is. Okay, so you get the people in the place by dangling the stars. You dangling the stars in front of the people, and they show up, but you ain't got nothing to hold them with. That's just like what people used to say. Dude can talk his way into any door, but when he get there, he ain't got nothing to present. You can talk real good to get in the door. All right, but once you're inside, you ain't got nothing to present. That's her. Okay, that's her. So she pay people, get them inside. All right, dangle some stars in front of them, get them inside. And now what? You ain't got nothing to hold the people. You ain't got nothing to give them. So the people get up and left. But see, her campaign manager, whoever running that show, was super duper arrogant people to see reality and deal with truth. Super arrogant. Because if you bring in Beyonce in the house, you got the queen bee, and the house is packed full of people. And when the queen bee leaves, Kamala comes out, many people get up and leave. You're supposed to ask yourself why. And be truthful with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Your candidate is whack. That's why. Oh, you don't want to accept that. See, no, it ain't that. Okay, well, go ahead on. Keep thinking like that and watch what happens. Kabam! You lost. Oh, next point. She didn't have to be black to get black people to vote for her. See, that was a mistake. That was a mistake because you was dealing with people that don't know black people. You was dealing with people that not dealing with truth. Think about it. Wasn't Jimmy Carter white president? Black folk voted for him. Ronald Reagan, wasn't he white? Black folk voted for him, right? Bill Clinton, wasn't he white? Black folk voted for him. George Bush Sr. and his son, they was white. Black folks voted for them. So Donald Trump won the presidency. Black folks voted for him. So what is my point? You don't have to be black to get the black vote. And so whoever it was, her campaign people, the people were super stupid, man. Because they literally sat up there and thought that they had to pander to black people, suck up the black people, try to pass her off as black in order to get the black vote. What a bunch of damnable fools. You see that? And here we done voted for all these white people. So if we voted for all these white people, what in the world make you think you have to be black to get the black vote when we voted for all these white people? You see how stupid that is? I'm a crane operator driving the traffic over in Israel, going to work, and I got that much sense while I'm driving the car. We done voted for all these white people because of their policy, because of what they were saying they was going to do. And so we voted for them based upon that. Kamala didn't get the vote because she never said nothing concrete what she was going to do. She wouldn't answer no question. For a long time, she didn't even do no interviews. We run around listening to Trump every day and ain't heard nothing from her. And we like, what's happening? Where is she at? And so all them type things what worked against her. Then when she go do an interview, she go to some place called Go Daddy, Yo Daddy, Daddy something. What? You're a presidential candidate. You sitting up here on a podcast talking about Go Daddy, my daddy. And from what I don't know, look, that's the first time in my life I ever heard of that. Go Daddy. The other Go Daddy I know about, it was a website, domain provider, GoDaddy, I think that's what it was. I never knew it was a podcast named GoDaddy. And then I find out that this podcast is about sexual content. Really? And that's where she pop up at? But don't go to Joe Rogan. She wants Joe Rogan to agree to all these demands. Like, boo-boo, who you think you is, Beyonce? Oh, you the queen now. He got to come to you. And it's got to be this, and it's got to be that. You know why? Because she will not be able to do no real interview. Brett Barr taught him that. You better put her back in the box. She come out here, this is real world. You get your butt sliced up. How they say, get your ass handed to you in a basket. Joe Rogan, the biggest podcaster on planet Earth. That's what they say. They say ain't nobody bigger than Joe Rogan. Oh, and you know, I listen to Trump, right? Not the whole 3 hours, but the part where he said that it was his son, Barron, that advised him to go and deal with Joe Rogan and the other podcasts or whatever, to use the social media. He said, yeah, my son Barron told me I need to sit down with you. You like, really? Yeah. He said, because you know those kids, man, they real good with social media and everything. He said, Barron was telling me, you need to go and talk with Joe Rogan. Because Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast on planet Earth. Millions of people tuning into him. Really? And there he was, Trump sitting with Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing about Kamala Harris working at McDonald's. They said that was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's. I don't know. But I know one thing, she will lie though about her grandma Beryl. Candace Owens showed a video of this white woman who's been living in Jamaica a long time that met the sister that grew up around Grandma Beryl. And she knew that the picture that Kamala Harris in that book she put out called The Truth We Hold, she knew that white woman in that book was not nowhere near Grandma Beryl, because Grandma Beryl was so light-skinned, she said she looked white. And then you have to consider that the time down in Jamaica, them days, man, black folk wasn't doing what Grandma Beryl doing. Grandma Beryl owned a store, and back in those days, a motorcycle moped was like a Mercedes, you know what I'm saying, Rolls Royce. And black folks just couldn't afford them like that. But Grandma Beryl bought her son one. This is what Candace Owens explained, right? And so in order to have that type of finance, you know, are you really a black Jamaican? And so it all kind of, pointed toward the fact that Kamala was lying in the book about her black grandmama. Grandmama wasn't black. And what about her father? Her father is Irish Jamaican. Come from a slave family that owned 1,000 slaves down there in Jamaica. And her father said he's Irish Indian. He's not black. And he said they don't have any black people in his family. That's what the father said. So why is it that she been out here on the campaign trail and her pop ain't showed up nowhere? Don't you think that if your daughter is running for president, you would be somewhere? So why Harris didn't pop up nowhere? Cause he ain't too kosher with his knucklehead daughter. Because I was told that she was on a radio show in Jamaica years ago, right? And the DJ asked her about smoking weed. And she admitted, yeah, I smoke weed. And that ticked her father off because he wanted them upper echelon Indian. Like they had a caste system, the pyramid, the bottom, the middle, the top. And so they, from the tip top of the social echelon out of India. And so he's a tenured professor at a, university, one of them kind of black folks. Well, no, he ain't black. So one of those kind of people that look at that status and have the nose in the air because he's a tenured professor. So he didn't like that. And from what I was explaining is him and her, they've been on odds with each other ever since that radio interview because he feels she embarrassed the family, saying she smoked weed, the Harris family. Anyway, that should be enough for y'all now to get you to realize that, listen, your candidate was whack. That's why she lost. She never had a chance. And everybody trying to point the finger at everybody talking about who lost, why she lose, black. Look, again, if it's 350 million people in the United States of America, right? If it's 350 million people and it's 45 million black, let's say 50 million black folks, right? What's up with the other 300 million? So how is it that 50 million black people not voting for Kamala Harris going to cause her to lose? When the statistics shows that 77% of black men did actually vote for Kamala Harris, and she still lost. Why? Because the majority of the nation voted for Trump. And all these black folks want to jump up and blame black men for her loss. Please. The girl lost because she was a whack candidate. Woo-wee. Anyway, listen. Y'all go ahead and do what you're gonna do with your lives. I'm had enough. I don't want to talk no more. Y'all. Okay. And as usual, I say it because I love you. From the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. I say it because I love you 24/7. That means what? I love you all the time. Shalom.